Well, Tucker, the UK and London are in a state of panic tonight. If you look at the streets of London, they're empty. And they're empty in advance of a tier 4 lockdown, which is just as severe as it sounds. You got to stay at home. You can't go anywhere. You can't travel. But in advance of that, you know what happened? The train stations were loaded over the weekend as people escaped, knowing this was happening, cluttering together in panic, probably spreading COVID-19. And that's the whole story of the pandemic, panic and fear overrunning science. You and I have been talking about science, but fear is even more powerful than science. Now, what is the science here? Well, you know what? We're talking about a virus, and viruses change all the time. Viruses do something called mutate. Now, as soon as I mention the word, half the audience, oh, mutate, sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, right? And then they use the term shapeshifter. Shapeshifter, I remember that. That was my favorite Star Trek episode, right? The shapeshifter. But the real science is that these changes that occur to the virus are almost always inconsequential. They don't mean anything. They don't add up to anything, which is why scientists don't tell us about them. The one time we talk about it is if the changes occur in a way during a pandemic, Tucker, which makes the virus a little bit more transmissible, easier to catch. Now, that may be happening in Great Britain, but I'll tell you what they haven't done. They haven't proven that in the laboratory yet, and they haven't proven exactly how transmissible it is. Next question, does it make it more deadly? That's what everyone wants to know. The vast majority of the time, it does not make it more deadly. It makes it milder. Will it interfere with the function of the vaccine? Almost definitely not. That takes years. So you got a change in virus that's probably making it milder, not more deadly, doesn't interfere with the vaccine, and yet panic is ensuing. Panic is ensuing. And you know what people do when they panic, Tucker? They take fewer precautions and they spread more virus. So I have a message tonight to Boris Johnson and everybody in the UK. Why don't we let the science lead? Tucker and I have been saying follow the science from the beginning. Everyone has stolen that term from us, but they're not following the science. Watch the scientists, and please, the panic is not helping. It's making the situation much worse. And by the way, Tucker, if somebody goes up to the North Pole to check on that vaccine, they don't need to put it in a freezer, do they, Tucker?